Australian descent coin from 1972. Welcome back to our Coin World. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the Australian descent coin from 1972. Whether you're a seasoned collector or us curious about the stories behind the coins, you're in the right place. Let's explore the details, history, and value of this unique piece of Australian currency. Stay tuned. The significance of the 2-cent coin in Australian numismatics. The Australian 2-cent coin holds a special place in the country's numismatic history, serving as a symbol of Australia's transition from pre-decimal to decimal currency. First introduced in 1966 as part of the broader decimalization of Australian currency, the 2-cent coin was in circulation until it was officially withdrawn. In 1992, the 1972 2-cent coin, in particular, represents a unique period in Australian history and offers a fascinating glimpse into the economic and cultural landscape of the time. Historical background, the shift to decimal currency. Before delving into the specifics of the 1972 2-cent coin, it's essential to understand the context in which it was created. Australia's transition to decimal currency began on February 14, 1966, a day that became known as Decimal Day. Prior to this, the Australian currency system was based on pounds, shillings, and pence, a system inherited from British colonization. Reasons for decimalization. The move to decimal currency was driven by the need for a simpler and more efficient monetary system. The old system was cumbersome, involving calculations based on multiples of 12 and 20. Decimal currency, on the other hand, was based on units of 10, making it easier for consumers and businesses alike to manage transactions. Introduction of new coins. Alongside the 2-cent coin, the new decimal system introduced the 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, and 50-cent coins. The 2-cent coin was intended to fill the small denomination niche that was previously occupied by the halfpenny. The design of the 2-cent coin. Artistic and symbolic elements. The design of the Australian 2-cent coin is not only practical but also rich in symbolism and artistry. Obverse design. The obverse of the 2-cent coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, as designed by British artist Arnold Machen. This portrait of the Queen, which first appeared on Australian coins in 1966, was characterized by its elegance and simplicity. The effigy was widely used across Commonwealth countries and became a familiar symbol of the monarchy on currency. Reverse design. The reverse of the 2-cent coin is where the artistry truly shines. It was designed by Stuart Devlin, an Australian goldsmith and jeweler who was appointed as the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen in 1982. Devlin's design features a frill-necked lizard Chlamydosaurus kingi, a unique and distinctly Australian reptile. The lizard is depicted with its iconic frill extended, a defensive posture that the creature assumes when threatened. Symbolism. The frill-necked lizard was chosen for its distinctiveness and its strong association with Australia's unique wildlife. The image of the lizard also conveyed a sense of resilience and adaptability, traits that resonated with the Australian spirit during a period of rapid economic and social change. Edge and composition. The 2-cent coin was made of bronze, consisting of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The edge of the coin was plain, and it had a diameter of 21.59 millimeters and a weight of 5.2 grams. The 1972 2-cent coin. Mintage and circulation. The year 1972 was a relatively unremarkable year in terms of mintage for the 2-cent coin, but it still holds importance for collectors and historians. Mintage numbers. In 1972, approximately 66,600,000 2-cent coins were minted. This was a moderate figure compared to some other years, reflecting the steady demand for small denomination coins during the early 1970s. Minting location. Like most Australian coins of the period, the 1972 2-cent coin was minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. The Royal Australian Mint, established in 1965, was the first mint in Australia to be independent of the British Royal Mint. marking a significant step in Australia's post-colonial economic development, circulation, and usage. The 2-cent coin was primarily used for small transactions, such as purchasing confectionery, newspapers, or other low-cost items. Over the years, it became a familiar and widely recognized part of everyday Australian life. Economic context: Australia in the early 1970s. To fully appreciate the significance of the 1972 cent coin, it's important to understand the economic conditions of Australia during that period. Economic growth: the early 1970s were a time of significant economic growth in Australia. The country was benefiting from a post-war boom that had begun in the 1950s and continued into the 1970s. This period saw rapid industrialization, urbanization, and a growing middle class. Inflation and currency value. However, the early 1970s also marked the beginning of a period of inflation, which would later become more pronounced. Although inflation was relatively low in 1972, it was a growing concern that would eventually lead to the phasing out of lower denomination coins like the 2-cent piece. Trade and resources. Australia's economy in the early 1970s was heavily reliant on its natural resources, particularly mining and agriculture. The country was a major exporter of minerals, and this sector played a crucial role in the nation's economic prosperity. The cultural impact of the 2-cent coin. Beyond its economic role, the 2-cent coin also had a cultural impact in Australia, collecting and nostalgia. Over time, the 2-cent coin became a nostalgic symbol for many Australians. As the coin became less common in circulation, it began to be seen as a relic of a bygone era. Coin collectors, both in Australia and internationally, began to take a greater interest in the 2-cent coin, particularly those from specific years like 1972. Educational value. The 2-cent coin, along with other coins from the decimal series, has been used in educational settings to teach students about Australia's history, economics, and culture. The coin's design, featuring the frill-necked lizard, has also sparked interest in Australian wildlife and conservation. The withdrawal and legacy of the 2-cent coin. The 2-cent coin was officially withdrawn from circulation in February 1992, along with the 1-cent coin. This decision was made by the Australian government as part of an effort to reduce the costs associated with producing and distributing low-denomination coins. Reasons for withdrawal. The primary reason for the withdrawal was inflation, which had significantly reduced the purchasing power of the 1 and 2-cent coins. By the early 1990s, these coins were no longer necessary for everyday transactions, and their continued production was not economically viable. Impact on commerce. The withdrawal of the 2-cent coin required businesses to adjust their pricing strategies. Prices were rounded to the nearest 5 cents, a practice that continues to this day. The withdrawal also prompted a broader discussion about the future of physical currency in an increasingly digital economy. Collector's item. Following its withdrawal, the 2-cent coin quickly became a collector's item. The 1972 issue, in particular, is sought after by numismatists due to its historical significance and the relatively moderate mintage numbers. Environmental reclamation. Interestingly, the withdrawn 1 and 2-cent coins were melted down and repurposed for other uses. A significant portion of the metal was used to produce Australia's bronze medals for the 2000 Sydney Olympics, giving the 2-cent coin a lasting legacy even beyond its years of circulation. The 1972 cent coin in today's market. Today, the 1972 cent coin holds value not just as a piece of currency, but as a historical artifact. Collector's value. The value of a 19722 cent coin varies depending on its condition. Coins in mint or uncirculated condition are particularly valuable to collectors. The coin's value can range from a few cents to several dollars, depending on its grade and rarity. Grading and authentication. For serious collectors, the grading and authentication of the 1972 cent coin are crucial. Coins are typically graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state MS70. A coin's grade is determined by factors such as wear, luster, and any signs of damage or cleaning. Market trends. The market for Australian cent coins including the 1972 issue, remain strong, particularly among collectors who focus on Australian decimal currency. Online marketplaces, auctions, and numismatic shows are popular venues for buying and selling these coins. Conclusion: the enduring legacy of the 1972 2-cent coin. The 1972 Australian 2-cent coin is more than just a piece of bronze, it's a symbol of a pivotal era in Australia's history. From its role in the country's decimalisation process to its depiction of iconic Australian wildlife, the 2-cent coin reflects the economic, cultural, and artistic values of its time. Though no longer in circulation, the 2-cent coin remains a cherished item for collectors and a fascinating subject for anyone interested in Australia's numismatic. And that wraps up our deep dive into the history of the 1972 Australian 2-cent coin. I hope you found this journey through Australia's numismatic past as fascinating as I did. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow coin enthusiasts, and don't forget to subscribe to our Coin World for more in-depth coin histories. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or if there's a specific coin you'd like to see covered in a future video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting.